All right, welcome. That doesn't sound right. Today, two diabetics are going to put on the Dexcom G7 and wear it side by side with the Dexcom G6. My name is Matt.
I'm Karlyn.
This is my sister. We're both type 1. We both currently wear the G6 with our tandem insulin pumps. And we thought it'd be fun to wear the G7 side by side to compare readings. So today, for this part, in the introduction, we're just putting them on, and then in like a minute you'll see what happens. But we're gonna go ahead and plop these on. I got a bunch of fancy new devices and just found out that it doesn't work with all of them. So I'm gonna pull up your G6 right now. Let's see where we're currently at. So my old phone has the G6. My sensor's expiring tonight. Okay.
Me too.
No way. So we'll put a new G6 on as well, but that'll be off camera. So here's my current reading, 109, and we got 120. Nice. We've both been in range for the last 3 hours. So that's really exciting. How long have you been in range? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I'm gonna brag because I'm really excited about mine. I've currently been 100% time in range for, at this point, I think 56 hours. So
I'm not that long.
I'm going for it. So we pulled up, I got a new phone and a smartwatch. Turns out it doesn't work on the smartwatch for me yet, but her phone says it would if she had one, but she doesn't.
3 devices.
So they'll get there eventually. But G7, we just went through the app and did a whole setup. We learned that it takes like 10 minutes probably to go through all the introduction videos and check it out. So with that being said, we're both on the start sensor. So we're gonna see how this goes. Choose sensor site by age. We're just gonna use back of arm. Okay.
It says arm, so we're good.
Clean and dry, wait until dry. There's a bunch of instructions. See, it's very helpful. I will say that it was very clear in how to set it up.
Good pictures.
Yeah, the videos and everything. So unscrew the cap. That's where we're at right now. All right, so I gotta open it.
Do it wrong.
I know. Hopefully we don't mess this up. This is the first one. Oh, we got the Overpatch is just in there. That's cool. And here we are. So, yeah, hopefully this isn't...
so tiny.
Oh, very cool. So here's the sensor, transmitter, all of the above, I believe. We're just going to push it on. So we're opening our phones up. It says unscrew cap. So unscrew the cap. I think that's this part. Is it tough?
Why am I doing
You're like poke it into your hand. Oh man, okay. Don't put the sensor in your palm of your hand. So we got the needle there. Okay, let's look at similar to the Freestyle Libre. Use the applicator to insert. So it says relax any muscles near site. Press and hold applicator firmly against skin until clear safety guard is pushed in. Then push button on the side of the applicator. So I guess we'll just both go for it. I'm gonna use my left arm because my right arm still has the G6. So I'm gonna do left arm. So I can wear both at the same time, obviously. I'm gonna unscrew mine. Okay, that's easier than I thought it was. You just made it look hard. I was scared.
Well, I was afraid of pressing the button and like making it go through.
That makes sense.
Do you have alcohol swabs?
I do. One sec. All right, I'm back. So, got a whole box of these guys. Kind of worked. Okay. Gonna get the area prepped and be sanitary diabetics. I'm definitely rushing this. This is probably not as clean as it could be. Now, Karlyn, what do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
So she's probably judging me hardcore right now.
We know diabetics, we don't change our lenses. Oh
yeah, that's a good idea. Instead of blowing on it. All right, so now we're gonna grab this. I don't think it matters like which direction you hold it, but we're just gonna push it up. Should we just go for it?
Oh, I said just put it like this.
I don't know. I'm kind of lean though, so I'm a little nervous.
I want to do it like this.
Same.
This is how I do it.
This is how, okay, well, we're gonna disobey. So I'm gonna go for here. Just gonna be impulsive.
You just hold down and push.
I don't know. I pushed it and went for it, and it's on. Hey, look at that. I literally felt nothing.
I feel like
Did it pinch it all for you?
No, and like the pressure, I think I was holding pressure, so it kind of like took away the sting.
I find that when
Upside down. Oh no, it's okay.
What in the world is that?
I don't know.
Does yours have that?
Is that the sensor wire?
Uh-oh. Gosh dang it. Okay, so I might have messed it up.
Or it could have been the sensor failed. It wasn't your fault.
I think that it's sticking out. I'm gonna make an executive decision and just pull it. Actually, here's the cool thing. It's a 30-minute warm-up.
There you go.
Gonna
So
give it
you'll
30
know.
minutes. We're gonna see if this works. So we're not gonna take it out. I do have one more. So I was like, I'll just take it out. But patience is a virtue. So did we do it right?
I just gotta
Rub
take
patch.
a photo. Oh, we're supposed to touch it.
Which box was mine?
You're supposed to press it like this.
Shoot, did we get the boxes mixed up? No, this was mine.
This is mine. I couldn't open it. So that's fine.
Okay, we're good. Gently
We're supposed to press it for
on
10
top
seconds.
for 10 seconds. I think that's to make it stick better. Okay.
And then we're just gonna rub around.
Yeah, I always rub the outside
There's
as
just
well.
barely any adhesive with this one.
I know, it's like good but
So
bad too.
tiny.
I wonder if it's gonna fall off early. All right, let's
for the best. And then
let's pull up our
take a
phone.
photo.
Next, apply Overpatch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess we should follow instructions for the first time, and then
Okay.
we'll decide later if we want to continue being rule followers. I'm a bit of a renegade warrior myself.
Renegade.
I mean, I'm not even following directions at this point. I'm just gonna put it on and see.
Where's this? I guess-
That's the sticky part. Okay.
I'm just gonna take off both pieces.
Ah, yeah, I see how you take it off.
Maybe
Okay.
just do them half at a time. I don't know.
Now we're just gonna do our thing. Oh, so close.
Oh, I don't know. Mine's gonna be wonky. Oh,
I can't see half of it, but I think
there. I know. Maybe
got
we
it.
should have done it for each other.
We have assistants, so we're not even using it. Just stubborn. Like, I'll do it myself.
Ah, it's wrinkled in one spot. It's okay.
Is mine wrinkled?
No.
Yes. All right. So we got the patches on. Now we're gonna go ahead
Okay.
and
Where am I
apply
taking the
Overpatch.
photo of? Oh, there it is.
Oh, we gotta rub the Overpatch. All right. Yeah, rub it. Take photo.
Okay.
Where's it?
There's something here.
Oh, here you go. Right there.
Oh, that's much better.
So on
it didn't
the
get
sensor
bugs.
itself, or the sensor itself, but, on the device, whatever you call it.
Keep phone within 20 feet.
All right, no,
Oh.
that's the correct code. I
With
like
to
it.
pair.
Within 20 feet. Let's see if yours did it already.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because it looks like my sensor wire is bent, so I might have to redo this in 10 minutes.
24 minutes only.
Whoa, let's see what mine says. 24 minutes. Wow, so there we go. That's pretty cool.
Go.
So, sensor is warming up, no readings until it's done. I understand. So here's the thing, we're gonna come back after we tried this out. I think it was 10 days that it lasts. So we have 10 days of using it side by side. Both of us somehow have our G6 is expiring tonight as well. So we're putting on a new G6, which means both sensors will be fresh and ideally give us good readings on both sides. So we'll let you guys know how it goes in just a few seconds. See ya.
Bye.
And we're back. So it's been 2 weeks, almost to the day, since we put on the sensors initially, which they are 10-day sensors, but it's been 2 weeks. So we're gonna go over kind of our thoughts and our experiences behind it. Before we do, I did want to put something on the screen in front of my face right now that shows that my sensor did fail. The first one, like 5 minutes after we filmed, went bad. I had to put a new one on, and that one did work. So going off of that experience, not the first one. So I'd love to hear your initial thoughts. What was your experience like?
Yeah, well, even starting with the failure, I liked that it showed you the failure soon, because I think
Yeah.
it was like 5 minutes into it. It
You
was
know,
basically like,
right
replace
there.
me. So at least you have to wait 2 hours to be like, shoot, now I have another 2 hours without it. I really liked the fast warm up. I think once I like actually looked at the screen, it said like 24 minutes or something. So less than 30 minutes. And I think it was also very close to the Dexcom G6 because I had both on. And like my sister and my mom follow me and they could see both on their follow.
That was wild. I could see it too, and I was like, she has two. Do I have two lines? Yeah, it turns out we did.
Yeah, because they asked me when one was reading low and the other one wasn't, when they weren't the exact same. And I was like, you have two? Send me a picture. And I think originally when I first started it read low and it was wrong. I had to calibrate. But then once after that, it was fine and it read really well.
So my first day, same but opposite response. Mine was reading high for the first 24 hours. And that night we both had to put on G6 sensors too.
Yeah.
Remember that? So was your G6 on point from the start?
I think I had to calibrate that one too.
I had to calibrate both. So I had to calibrate both of them. Once I calibrated, they were both nice and level. My G7 read a little bit lower, about 20 to 30 points lower than the G6, which upon initial consideration, it's like, they're both wrong. What's going on? It's like, well, they're on different arms, right? It could also be that one is reading deeper, the other one's more shallow in my insertion. So a lot of things that could be going on. I have a few clients right now that are also wearing the G7 and the G6. Same thought process was they're off. Which one's wrong? I'm like, they could both be right. You just got a finger stick, kind of see where you're at. So after calibrating, it was stable. My issue is that my pump's connected to the G6 and I turn sleep mode on during the night. I actually turn Control IQ off during the day. I'm a little bit different. If you guys watch my stuff, you know I use blood sugar formulas. Got a different strategy there, but because it was on my G6 and the G7 read lower, the G7 alarm was going off every night. Yeah. So that was frustrating. I don't anticipate that being a thing if I wasn't wearing two sensors. So I can't hold that against the G7. If my tandem was connected to G7, it would likely be keeping me outside of the alarm range. So that's just because I'm wearing two devices and going crazy. What was nice is that I could compare the two numbers and find the sweet spot. So if one of them had a false low or a false high or something, I could look at the other one as a reference point, and so could our family. Right, which was huge. I mean, whenever I had the low alarms go off, they could see, oh no, the other one says he's fine. So that was, again, not a realistic feature because most people don't wear two sensors at the same time, but it was nice for us to have that, I think. I think something you mentioned, but I noticed very consistently that the G7 caught my spikes and drops a lot faster than the G6, which is a pro and a con. So the G7, because it caught it faster, had a chance to test out all of my exercises. I'm training for a triathlon right now. I did a swim, a bike, and a run. G7 actually stayed more connected while in the pool. Not perfect, but it connected periodically. The bike ride, though, gave me a really good glimpse into the trajectory of blood sugar trends. So, sorry, I'm talking a lot. I didn't think I had so much to say, but now I do. The bike ride, the G7 caught my drops faster. So I would look at the G7 to see when I started to kind of redirect blood sugars, and the G6 would catch up like 5-10 minutes later. So it really wasn't a huge difference, but it was just enough to maybe catch some of the lows or highs early, which was nice. The downside is that I'm used to the G6 that has smoother lines, so when the G6 does take off for a blood sugar rise, let's say, I have to attack it and I give a correction before it gets over 200, right? I did the same thing with the G7 where the second it took off, I would give a correction and then it would say, oh, you're fine, actually. And I was like, dang it, I just gave a whole unit, I didn't need that. And same thing with the drops. I would see it plummeting and then level out. And so it seemed to put me into more of a reactive state. I didn't like that. I've used other CGMs in the past that also had similar response rates where it's impressive how fast it catches it, but sometimes it would overshoot to give me the early warning, it seems, to where it makes blood sugar graphs look a little bit more volatile, a little more up and down, which isn't as pretty for screenshots either. So for social media purposes, I like seeing the stable lines. Outside of that, though, I think that was the biggest things that stood out to me was the volatility of the graph, but it also caught things early, which was nice to be able to catch it, especially because in this one, I didn't expect when we started filming the video, I ended up hitting 100% time in range for 7 consecutive days during that time. And I think the G7 actually played a key role in that because it would tell me I'm spiking, I would take a correction, and then I wouldn't spike. I'm like, well, at least I'm not going to go high. Or it would say, you're dropping, and I'd have a glucose tab. Oh, I didn't need that. So it gave me the early alerts to be more proactive with my numbers. I don't like living like that normally, though. And she heard that I was on day 6 on our dad's birthday, and she's like, you have to tell people that you go for like a run to fix it. And I was like, I haven't done that yet. That night, I did put my running shoes on because I was on day 6 and I was like, I'm not letting this go. So the G7 showed I was beginning to go up, and I threw my running shoes on, went for a lap, and I caught it and brought it back into range. So any final words or thoughts about the G7 versus G6, or just kind of the experience?
Yeah, I feel like the ending part was great too, because you have that buffer.
The grace period, yeah.
Because I've had in the past of like it end at like 6 in the morning or like 10 at night, and you're just like, well shoot, now I have 2 hours, or like I have to get up early or stay up late, or just hope it's good when I go to sleep. So that was nice, and I was like, yeah, I'm keeping on for the extra 12 hours. Like, why would I take it off?
Not taking it off early.
It's like a little bonus, which is nice.
That was very nice. I could see myself just expecting the grace period.
Yeah, and then get used to it.
And not having a grace period, like that's just part of the sensor life. So I mean, to add on to what you said, the quick warm up, that was amazing. Where you put it on and then you blink and you're like, oh, I have numbers. That's really cool. And then, the grace period, I think it was 12 hours. Yeah, so 12 hours where it just says, hey, you're in your grace period. And you're like, yeah, stop it. I know.
I know, I'll
figure it out.
Just don't forget.
So, I mean, overall, I'm excited to see where it goes. I know that now it's connecting with pumps, and we're starting to see that with a few different pumps already, actually, since we've made the intro to this video. So a lot of exciting pieces. As with everything, innovation is key. So I'd like to see how they're going to improve upon this and continue making things lower profile. Did it fall off at all?
No, that was another thing, actually. It stayed on really well. And like I usually use Skin Tack with my G6. And this one I just put it on straight and then used their Overpatch. And I think at the very end, like one corner was feeling of like the Overpatch, but that was it. So I was like, okay.
Right on. Yeah, I had to peel it off. It stayed on really good. So happy to hear that. What else? I mean, connectivity was fine, Bluetooth and all that. So
yeah, the smaller size was nice. Like every once in a while, my G6, like I'll get caught in something depending on what I'm wearing or where it's located. I don't think I had any trouble with it hitting anything. Yeah. So overall, everything has pros and cons. There is no perfect device as we experienced, but overall, I would say it was good. Good experience. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to just wearing one sensor moving forward. That was a little bit weird, 2 arms going at the same time. But stoked that it worked out. We got to test it alongside each other and alongside the G6 and have 2 lines on the follow graph. That was cool.
That was unexpected. I don't even know if they intended to do that. I think it was kind of like a glitch, but stoked about it overall. So
good experience.
If you made it this far to the end of the video, be sure to let us know what questions you have. Be happy to answer your questions down below. Or if you want us to test out other things or talk about different topics, maybe we'll go out to get a meal sometime and just like
do the dose correctly.
The pre-bolus chat, while we're waiting for our insulin to hit, we can talk. But thanks for hanging out. And actually, if you haven't seen the 7 days, 100% time in range, I'm really proud because it's the first time I've ever done that. We'll put it on screen right now so you can go watch that. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for experimenting with me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing with me.
That's true. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next video. Keep up the fight.